Now, the last one, around October, which was 10 months into the deployment, I was before the chance to go home, so I went. Given 18 days to go home, recoup, and come back for another 3 or 4 months. No problem. The problem was, I always like to relate things, because if you relate things, you can better understand it. The problem with all the many things that happen on what's supposed to be, a really good time in your life, vacation, when you go home or whatever, all the things start coming up out of nowhere. For example, last night, or yesterday, I was supposed to get out here. Get a call, I got to go out Monday to Kansas and then to California, and then we're deploying after that back to Iraq. Great. And not until next year, but then there was more things. Got some stuff spilled on my laptop. I ruined the hard drive. I was like, that's where all my presentation stuff was. So it was just one thing after another, like, this reminds me when I went home on vacation. So, but what do? You laugh about it, man. Like, how do you get a one-armed guy out of a tree? You wave at him. Stuff you do. Gotta keep chocolates. Alright, so it says, now comes the time to speak with a friend that our platoon lost, Specialist Christopher Fox. Just prior to his death in September 2008, he was reassigned to our parent unit, Black Hawk Company, due to administrative reasons. He was a member of the Beaver Platoon, and that is how we always remember him. Fox was out on patrol to an area north of our location in a different town. While handing a bottle of water to a little girl, a sniper down an alleyway took a shot at him, and a bullet penetrated his ribcage. He died and was floated home to be buried in Memphis, Arkansas, giving a little girl a bottle of water, shot for doing kind deed to a human being. This place can make you sick for many reasons, but I think this had to be the worst. It's like a deadening sickness. One that makes your stomach go in a knot, and you feel numb from hearing how one of your warrior brethren fell in this place, spending his final moments in the hot, dry streets of Baghdad. Fox fought with us through all the major battles while we were in Iraq, and this is how it had to end for him. I can honestly say I'm not sure of the details of his funeral, however I can give you the details about how I found out. It was my second morning home in over 10 months. I awoke when the sun was already up, went downstairs and got a shower. Afterward, I turned the news on, sat back in a comfortable chair in front of the computer to check email and sorts. I had a hot cup of coffee in hand. I was about to take my first drink when the phone rang. It was a reporter from Fox's hometown in Memphis, who immediately asked me to comment on Christopher Fox. At first, I thought the kid had won some kind of medal, but it sank in within a second that this reporter was not calling to do Glory's story about anything at all. Her voice had a sad but cautious tone. As I realized this about her, she began to ask questions such as how well I knew him, how my relationship was with him, and what it was like to work with him. This made me quickly realize I had no clue as to what had happened. She was the first to break the news to me of the incident. Her voice grew quiet, and she said, "Oh, no one has told you, have they, about what happened?" No, that was the only word I could mutter because my voice had gone dry. And the worst thoughts of what could have happened already had started running through my mind. Well, the reporter explained, he was shot mortally wounded by a sniper, and he was on patrol in Iraq on September 28th when this happened. That was the day I left theater to go home. When you leave, there's like a 2-day lull that you really don't have contact just to the plane ride. My voice was still dry, and I told her I appreciate the notification, but I had to go. I was in shock, but not like the shock from a firefight. It was a shock of loss that the reporter recognized, and as soon as she did, she gave her condolences. I thanked her again and hung up the phone. Wanting something to make my mouth and throat not so dry, I drank from the coffee. It was cold. The part about the coffee just symbolizes the time. How long does it take a cup of coffee to go from mouth to bowl? But whenever you get news of a loss, whenever you're faced with a situation, you don't know what to do. Never lose your calm, crack some kind of a joke, and then figure out a plan. So even though there wasn't combat, we knew I had to keep it together because there were a lot of family on the scene. And there wasn't anything in the world that was going to let the only time at home I had in over a year make that time not valuable, because that's what it is. So, in conclusion, like to say that regardless of the trauma or things that happen in your lives, there's always a way out. There's always a way to make something bad really good. Figuring it out, I don't have the answers. Just turned 30 and I'm still trying to figure out a lot of stuff. I'm no good at math. Suck at it. However, the things you are good at and the things that you do enjoy in life, if you take those two things together and you pursue them, you'll find exactly what you're looking for. I figured that